I'm going to tackle something here. I don't know if it looks easy on the video. There's a really good video on YouTube about it, so I'm not going to get too in depth with it. But I'm going to change the impeller out on this Alpha 1 Gen 2 Mercruiser outdrive. So we're going to take, we're going to end up having to take those bolts out and this lower unit off, and the impeller's inside there. So I've got to drain the oil first and then start detaching stuff. And everybody knows how to drain oil. Take out this bottom screw first. Make sure you don't lose the washer and stuff. And then you take out this top screw and it'll drain. This one doesn't have a reservoir on the engine, I checked, so we just have to change the oil that's in the lower unit. Oil is very slowly draining out. It's a little chilly this morning, so it'll warm up though. Let it drain for a while. And these are the tools that they suggest you use. Larger flat screwdriver, undo the plugs. Shorter flat, 5/8 wrench, 1/2 inch, 3/8 extension, 3/8 longer extension, 3/8 drive, 1/2 inch drive, and a 5/16 socket, and then some bungee cords to hold the prop from spinning. It's gone to a crawl now, so put these back in, don't cross thread them, because I'll be taking them out to fill it up again later. Alright, plugs are back in. Now I'm going to have to raise this up to where we can work on it. Okay, so put the throttle into forward gear. That way it keeps the shifter in place. I raised it up. Now we're going to start loosening off bolts. The one in here that holds on the diode, and then there's a bolt behind that you got to take out, and then there's a bolt up in here somewhere right there that you got to take out. Okay, to get this diode off, it's a 1/2 inch socket extension. And you can just leave that bolt hanging in there. You can see that bolt in there where my finger is. This is the one that we just released, and this is the other one that's going to come out. And they say to try and keep the prop from moving. You can hear it click, it's in gear. So keep it from moving. You know, kind of keeps it in place. Okay, 5/8 wrench and socket. And let's see if we can. Nope. This thing wants to change on its own. Oh, those are tight. Wow. Okay. Oh, this is hitting here and keeps changing. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna leave the two back ones in, one on each side, just so this doesn't drop off, just in case it does. But okay, and there's a washer. Now we're gonna do the other side. Okay, this bolt is a 9/16. Got a little star or lock washer, whatever those things are called. Okay, so it's a little hard to see, but there's a nut in here. It's a 5/8, and there's also the speedometer hose, which is busted off. I'm gonna have to fix mine, but that's got to be taken off too. Okay, you see the speedometer hose is just it clips on, and it's just a little push. So it's this way, pushing the gray thing, and you pull up. Okay, there's the nut off the top of the stud on the front of the end, or the drive. All right, we're gonna see if we can get this loose now. There's 6 bolts. I just got those 2 safety bolts on in case the lower end drops off, but it hasn't dropped off, so we got to kind of finagle it down, I guess, without moving the prop, because we don't want to remove the shaft and the splines at all. Yeah, I'm holding the lower end while Orlando's removing the bolts. Oil coming out. All right, that's the lower end off. That was the easy part. All right, so usually this little tube will stay on there. If it doesn't, look up inside the drive there. It should be there. Pull it out. We got to replace. You see the little O-rings in there? We got to replace those O-rings. And then this little tiny kind of O-ring seal goes right there. So if it's missing, it's still stuck to the side like this one was. That's got to be replaced. So this housing, this seal has to come off. Housing has to come off. We got to clean all this up. It's really cruddy. I'm surprised. Well, not really. There's the old seal straight up, so I don't turn the shaft. That's got to be replaced. Now I can take these 5/16 bolts out of there. Very simple, just to set this on 2 sawhorses with 2 2x4s and make a nice work platform. All hand tools, because I don't want to mess anything up here. Alright, bolts are out. There's a little keyway here. I drop down. We'll put that back in later, but leave that out for now. And there's your impeller. Just remember which way it spins, counterclockwise. Spin that sucker out. The housing looks really good. Just got to scrape this old gasket stuff off, clean it up. There's the old sealant, the old gasket. So we'll scrape all this off. We've got to take this plate off. There's another gasket under that. So the new kit comes with a new plate. You don't have to worry about the old one. 2 new gaskets, all the seals, and the main seal for the tube, and sorry, not the tube, the main seal for the shaft, and then a little driver to push it down straight, and even a new keyway. Nice. The old plate to make it work. The old plate just gets thrown out. Oh, this is going to have to be scraped down a bit. All right, cleaned everything up, buffed out the housing. Looks much better. All that crap on there. It's in good condition still. So everything looks good, except for obviously normal corrosion from sitting in the water, but I don't let it sit in the water, so it shouldn't get any worse. And see this little notch there. That is where the keyway goes. So I got Forma gasket sealant I'm going to use for the gaskets. Got the instructions telling you where the new gaskets go, which one goes where. So I'll be utilizing that. I'll be sealing under the first gasket, over the first gasket, put the plate down, over the plate, gasket, seal. This one goes on last. This one goes on first. It's actually a tin, and then this heavy plate, so there's a smooth and a rough side. I'm not sure which is which. This must be the smooth side. It feels a little smoother. So that goes down. And apparently there's only one way these go. Holes line up. If you flip it over, the holes don't quite line up. They're off a bit, so it goes like that. And on this top gasket, there's already a silicone sealing bead. Not much really, but that's what they give you, so that goes up. Well, we'll see when I get there. So that goes sealant down, holes line up. That goes on like so. Last gasket with the silicone up. Okay, so I got some marine grease. I'm going to grease the inside of this just so I can get the impeller, the new impeller, in a bit better. And then, like this one, it's supposed to go in counterclockwise, so like that. Now, I'll try and line up this slot where the keyway goes. So the keyway is off to the side, so I'm just going to turn this somewhere about there, and then when I put it on, I'm going to have to watch and line it up. And it gives you a new keyway. So there's the new keyway. So I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the new keyway to hold it against the shaft so it won't drop off when you try to put everything in. Now, see that? How do you see that? Okay, that was fun. I don't want to over tighten these. You're tightening into cast aluminum, so you don't want to go too tight. I'll grease this up a little bit, make it slippery. And supposedly this is to guide it down nice and straight, like so. Okay, little tiny orange one that goes in here. A little tiny bit of grease, and hopefully it stays in there. Now it's in there. That's in there. Shaft seals on. I just got to do this. So this comes apart, and inside this there's two O-rings. One right here and one right there. So we got to pick those out of there, clean these up. Like they sit in grooves, so the new ones will sit in there nicely. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. You turn the prop just a touch, a little bit, not much. Okay, put the bolts in. Okay, I put the other bolts back in, and hopefully it's good. Alright, all the bolts are snugged up. I gotta find the torque value for them. There's supposed to be a torque value, I think, for them. So hopefully prop spins like it's in gear. Everything else hopefully lined up. And that's the water impeller. And one last thing, we've got to refill the lower unit with the Quicksilver 90 gear lube. That should be done.